Here are some problems with Mallcrasher. In this series, I take a look at Payday 2's maps, trying to find any issues with visuals, sound, models, textures, any nitpicky things that nobody cares about but me. Mallcrasher is a very unique map, being the only heist to feature a monetary destruction mechanic. You have to smash up $50,000 worth of valuables throughout the shops, from windows to pottery to laptops. This does mean that a higher level of attention has been given to the props of the map, considering that players are expected to interact with them. However, that doesn't mean there aren't problems. Starting outside, we'll head straight left. This is a bit of an oddity, but the parking booth can be jumped into through the window despite an invisible wall doing its best to prevent entry. This isn't inherently a problem, but getting out very much is. While you won't get permanently stuck, you won't have very much fun getting out either. Over at the side entrance, this door has a few problems. The trim on the wall to the left comes to an end too soon. Not to mention the wall itself comes to an end too soon. And there's Zed fighting, meaning two props or brushes clipping with one another throughout the entire doorway. Heading into the ground floor, there wasn't all that much wrong here. All I could personally find were all of the signs on this wall, including the advert for the car shop floating off, and there's a small gap in the floor between this pillar and the bay window, allowing one to peer into the void. And all these tiny little floodlights float off of both the ceiling and the sides of the pillars they're meant to be attached to. Heading up to the first floor using the rightmost escalator, you'll notice a tad bit of clipping atop the wall's trim here, or at least I did, and the railing itself clips through the wall. Closer to the left escalator, inside of the detail room behind these windows where cops can spawn, this room is lacking any sort of door to enter from. This is a very minor problem, as you'd have to be actively looking for it, but it's worth noting that nearly every single detail room behind this style of window in the map seems to be lacking any form of door, which is a bit strange. This doorway leading to the stairwell doesn't connect to the ceiling properly, leaving a rather large gap to see through. Also, this isn't objectively a problem, but isn't it time we do away with these 2014 election posters? Am I alone in thinking that? Either way, inside of the shoe store, these lights hanging from the ceiling lack bulbs, and a handful of display lighting next to the shelves with shoes Zed fight with themselves. Back out in the corridors, looking up, you can see the flower pots at the corners of the upper floor's walkways clip into the walkways a good amount, and this one has a triangular gap behind it. There's quite a few of these around the place. Head over to the right escalators and you'll notice the pre-baked lighting here, and indeed throughout the entire map, is just bad. Like, absolutely horrid. I guess that comes with being a heist as old as the game itself, huh? Small potatoes here, but the texture sprawled across the back of the escalator near the ceiling is a strange, overstretched metal texture. This goes for all of the escalators in this map. And in the ceiling here are some more of these tiny triangular holes. I guess that comes from seams for the different pieces of the walkway coming together. Weird. Regardless, inside of the pottery shop close by, there are a couple of strange white lines in a few places at floor level in front of the display shelves. Not really sure how this came to be. Back out into the hallway, check out the ATM alcove on the left. From a distance, you can see a large metal strip Zed fighting through the wall above this metal door. Oddly, the closer you get, the less visible this becomes. And when inside the alcove itself, the Zed fighting cannot be seen at all. Inside of the cosmetics boutique, for whatever reason, the lotions and creams spread around when you smash up the shelves are solid objects, which will knock the player around and make it hard for them to walk. Finally, for this floor, in the far back left area, there are even more small triangle holes in the ceiling. Now then, let's move on to the highest floor. The escalator at the back of the mall we'll be using clips through the glass handrail. Towards the left at this closed up door is all sorts of problems. The glass in the door can't be broken, the drywall Zed fights with itself, and there's a big hole in the floor that peers into the void. Could these unacceptable doors beat out the fiasco of CrimeFest 2015? Maybe. Moving on, walking into the gym, these two ceiling lights here get cut off prematurely. Over by the weights, the gray bit of wall above this archway is miscolored, and there's no floor at the top of the staircase in the detail area, just a void. Back outside, swing over to the bag store, where you can see the texture representing display lights continues across the lower wall here, a bit beyond the shelves themselves, sort of breaking the illusion, and the black bags Zed fight with themselves until they're destroyed. Inside of the pear store, these two advert signs lines float off the side of the wall, second verse same as the first inside of the car shop. And finally, in the wine store, these shelves remind me of some I just bought from IKEA, with massive gaps between the sides. That's all of the visual problems, but there are a couple of very noticeable audio problems as well. Just like on Ukrainian Job and Nightclub, Bane's voice lines specific to this heist are horrendous sounding, using a far more distorted filter than normal. Anytime he updates you on the monetary value of your destruction,
$10 grand worth. You're at 20,000. Keep on going. 25,000 halfway, guys. $30,000. 35K, guys.
it sounds almost like an entirely different person. Finally, when using gasoline to burn stores down, sometimes the sound of the fire will play omnipresently regardless of your location. In this clip, I'm hearing the sounds of the gym in the far back burn down from all the way out front. I wasn't able to get this to consistently happen and thus can't really pin down a cause. Sorry about that. That's everything I could find. I'm sure there's some stuff I missed, and I know for a fact I left problems out that I deemed far too small to even point out. Will making these problems widely known do anything to improve Payday 2 as a game? Of course not, but it sure is fun to be a dick. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Let me know which heist you want me to nitpick next. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.